And I'm pregnant with your husband's child. Divorce him. Yes, my husband of 7 years had cheated on me. But I didn't cry or make a fuss. After I proposed a divorce to my husband, I turned around and went to a bar. The next morning, I woke up next to a strange yet handsome man. Oh my God. Thinking I'd made a huge mistake. I left money and tried to escape. But he grabbed me before I could get away. Now, there was no escape. When Anne woke up, she saw a man standing by the bed, only wrapped in a towel around his lower body. The man was well built, comparable to the professional models she had seen. She immediately checked herself under the blanket. Her clothes were still on. So, nothing happened? Anne had sobered up and returned to her sharp and competent self as a designer. Can you explain why I'm here? Anne sat up. The man glanced at her. Last night, she was so indecent, and now she's asking for an explanation with such seriousness? He deliberately remained silent, turning his back to put on his clothes. Anne looked at the lines on his back, noticing that he was a man who worked out regularly. The man put on his shirt and then removed the towel. The white shirt covered his bottom, but since the fabric wasn't thick, a little bit was still visible. Anne had never imagined that one day she would so badly want to lift a man's shirt to see what was hidden underneath. She wasn't divorced yet and couldn't be immoral. Mackay heard her muttering softly and turned to see her even close her eyes. A chuckle escaped him. What's so funny? You still haven't given me an explanation. Anne rolled her eyes. Mackay finished putting on his shirt before putting on his underwear. Then he put on his suit trousers. He didn't mind at all being admired by her. You were drunk yesterday, and you kept throwing yourself at me, saying you wanted to support me. Does that still count? What? Me, support you? You said it yourself, and even wanted to record a video as evidence. If you don't believe it, check your phone. Anne quickly grabbed the phone from the bedside. She had no memory of it at all. Is there indeed a video? As soon as she played it, Anne saw herself with a foolish and lascivious expression, holding the phone in one hand and clinging to the man's neck with the other, not letting him leave. Hunk, don't go. I have money, I'll support you. Hunk, your chest muscles are so big. I like it. Like it, hick. Let me touch you, and you touch me, so good. I'm so sorry. I was drunk and lost my manners, I'm really sorry. How about this? Anne tugged at her hair, exposing her face. I'll compensate you with money? Anne asked quietly. Then pulled out a wad of cash from her bag, got out of bed, and stuffed the money into his shirt collar. Mackay had never experienced such humiliation, but instead of getting angry, he found it amusing. He counted the money and said with dissatisfaction, "Lady, with this body and face, is only worth 1,000? Anne had never been out in this world and didn't know how much men like this could earn. You guys make so much money doing this? Isn't enough? Of course. Men who are willing to be on call are worth more than women. And for someone like me, you can't get me for less than 50 to 60,000 for the night. But we didn't do anything. But you took up my time." Mackay acted as if he was at a loss for this deal. If people found out that the distinguished young master was demeaning himself for a few thousand, he'd really be laughed at to death. Anne suspected she might be getting scammed. Even though there was a video, it was. I remember I went into an empty private room just to rest and leave. How did you show up? I didn't call for you. Are you trying to scam me? Before the man could speak, she continued, the video is incomplete. How do I know you didn't intentionally seduce me and trick me into saying those things while I was drunk? Besides, wanting a few thousand for doing nothing? Do you have some misunderstanding about making money? So, in the end, you think you paid and didn't get what you wanted, so you feel cheated, right? Fine, I can make it up now, ensure you're satisfied, and you can find me next time. The man unbuttoned his shirt and stepped over to hold her. And screamed as her feet left the ground. Only when he got close did she realize how strong he was, lifting her seemed effortless. In the next moment, she was thrown onto the bed. The bouncy bed tossed her up, but the man was quickly on top of her. The close contact at that moment made her heart race with confusion.